What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video where we talk about your favorite set, Surging Sparks. With all jokes aside, we know what this product is doing. We know what the big cards are doing. But in today's video, we're going to be comparing it to the other top Pikachu set for its time, and what the big chase Pikachu did from that set and where is it at right now. So with that all being said, let's get into the charts. Let's get into today's video. All right, so we are in a TCG player once again, and this card just seems like it just can't stop. I follow multiple Pokemon charting websites and things on Twitter and Instagram, and this thing is just continuously going to be on the uptick. Let's just look from the one. I mean, what has this been out? 2 weeks? 3 weeks? And it's the highest it got to was almost 600 bucks. This was almost a $600 card. We almost touched it. Again, we are not in the pandemic. We are not in the Sun and Moon XY era. This is just insane that we are here at this price with this thing, man. And in today's video, we're gonna be comparing this to another very popular Pikachu that had a very similar story. And this is why I wanted to make this video, because we all know this chunky boy right here. Boom. Such a beautiful card. It was absolutely impossible to pull. I did my research. I just went on Reddit and Googled a bunch of people's stories and testimonies of being in the Pokemon around the Vivid Voltage experience. I got in during the pandemic as well, but I was more on the sidelines watching this stuff. I didn't have too much skin in the game. My brother was opening some cards here and there. I wasn't really deep dived into Pokemon, but I was around in these times. And from the stories that people have told me about how crazy Vivid Voltage was, it kind of reminds me of what's going on in Surging Sparks as far as the charts. Obviously, we already see the scalping and we see the people going crazy over these booster boxes and the pre-orders, and people are willing to sell their house for Surging Sparks cases. It's an insane time. But right here, so we all know this card, the Pikachu VMAX Secret Rare Vivid Voltage Rainbow Chunkachu, if you will. Right now, we're gonna talk about right now prices. We're at 104. All right, we can get as low as, okay, damage. We're not gonna look at damage. Obviously, you guys don't want damage, but it's around the $100 mark. Let's just say it's a cool, okay, near to 125. It's a $100 mark, right? So this card at its high was around $496. $500. $500. Isn't that a number that we all know when it comes to this other Pikachu in this new ultra modern set? Yes, it is. This card, not saying that this card will see its way to the bottom, just like this one is, but it is a precautionary tale that I'm trying to tell you guys to just wait, pump the brakes, because we might see a very similar crash for this card. I would argue that there is a way bigger chance of a crash for the Surging Sparks Pikachu and less of what happened in the pandemic for Vivid Voltage. This was one of the greatest falls in Pokemon, in recent Pokemon card history. And if you want the Rainbow Pikachu card in a PSA 10 right now, you can buy it now for $160. Crazy deal. Oh wait, that's in Japanese. I'm sorry. 200. Let's just say 250. $250 Rainbow Chunkachu. You could probably get that at a card show for a little bit cheaper. Beautiful card. It's protected. It's in a PSA slab. It's official. Can we see the same crash in a PSA 10 for the Surging Sparks Pikachu? Let's just go see what the Surging Sparks in a PSA 10. So right now, we can try to find let's just click on this one right here. 1,800, almost $2,000. So what is so familiar about these prices? From the $400 high of the Vivid Voltage Chunkachu to this now PSA 10 Pikachu EX from Surging Sparks going for $2,000. Well, I'm here to tell you that the Vivid Voltage Rainbow Chunkachu in a PSA 10 was going for $2,000 or just around that, maybe a little bit more. So to see the similarities, these just scream a do not buy at this current price. I am almost 100% certain that these cards will come down. I'm not sure how far they're gonna crash, but they will crash. We've seen it with the waifu craze of last year or the past 2 years. There's these non-stop recycled thoughts and recycled buyer strategies that are going to continue to be in this hobby. If you guys can't put two and two together, recognize the patterns and see and learn from history, I don't know what to tell you. As much as I think that these cards are going to go up in value, I don't think they're gonna skyrocket this fast. Speaking for the Pikachu EX in Surging Sparks. If the Rainbow Pikachu EX is your card and you wanna get it in a PSA 10, I highly, highly recommend that you wait. At least 6 months. I'm very curious to see what this card is going to do once the other top sets are going to come into the picture. Once the owner's Pokemon comes into the sets. Once we see the Terrestrial Festival Prismatic Evolutions cards come into the sets. Once the Evolutions have entered the chat, where will this sit? I guarantee you guys that it's not going to hold that top price. But I could be wrong. I hope I am wrong, because I'll be the first one to admit that I was wrong. And if we take a look at the booster boxes right now, Vivid Voltage right now, you could still pick it up for 140 bucks. MSRP. We all know that we don't like to compare MSRP to what's actually the market value, but it's right there. 140 bucks. Vivid Voltage was an insanely popular set and many people try to get their hands on it. Again, this is during the pandemic times, way different times, but it feels like with Surging Spark, the craze and the pandemonium for this booster box, thinking that it's going to be the next gold mine rush, is a little crazy in its own perspective. Not comparing the two, not comparing it to the pandemic craziness, of course, but we might see another top set fall. Now, where is it going to sit? I believe that it's going to be loved more than Paldea, even though I think Paldea is the best set in the Scarlet and Violet era. You guys can disagree with me in the comment section down below. But I think that it's a great set with tons of very favorable Pokemon, and it has those cards that people think are going to hold value for long periods of time. Latios and Latias, you guys have held those two cards to such a high standard where I think that those cards are going to fall. You got to remember the history of that card with the GX, the Latios GX, the love card. Nobody wanted that card. That card has recently been loved and sought after. You guys just think that these new cards from Surging Sparks are going to carry that tax. I highly disagree. Again, I could be completely wrong. But when I look at multiple threads on the internet, like I said, I'm on Reddit, I'm on Discord, I'm on YouTube, it seems like a lot of people just don't like the art style of that Pikachu. In past videos, I compare that card to the Moonbryon. I'm gonna leave that video right around here. And I think that's a fair comparison. And when we talk about the Moonbryon, I don't know anybody that dislikes the Moonbryon. But I do know a lot of people that dislike that terrestrialized Pikachu. I hate to sound like I am just a hater or I just want to take the opposite side for views. This is how I truly feel. Now, I believe that prices are going to vary, and I think that Surging Sparks is going to continue to hold its top spot as far as value, even booster boxes to that Rainbow Pikachu, until we see these past sets come out, obviously. I think that's a very cold take. But after the Prismatic Evolutions Terrestrial Festival set, there's going to be a big gap to when we get another Pokemon set. So I think it's gonna hold its value for quite some time. And right after that, then the fire will be held to Surging Sparks and to this Pikachu. So now I'm gonna turn it to you guys. Am I wrong? Is this Pikachu gonna hit $1,000 by the end of next year? Is this the new, bigger, better Rainbow Chunkachu and even better than the Moonbryon? Let me know that or anything in the comment section down below. Until tomorrow, I'll catch you guys with a fresh new video.